Welcome back, everybody. Eric here with another EWE Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the movie M3gan. This is a new movie that just came out, and I actually just watched it like a little over an hour ago, finished it. I wanted to get this video out pretty quickly. It's probably coming out Friday, January 6th, 2023. Like I said, this is a movie that I just watched. I kind of wanted to get a review out early just so you guys could see what my thoughts are. So let's talk a little about this movie, but before that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys thought about the movie or any other movies you guys want me to review. Like I said, I'm going to try and do some movies right away. Like if it comes out on a Thursday, I'll try to watch it that Thursday night and then let you guys know my thoughts in case you want to watch it over the weekend. Alright, so like I just said, the movie came out on January 6, 2023. It's directed by Gerard Johnson. The cast is Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, Amy Donald, Jenna Davis. They both play M3gan. One of them is the voice. Jenna, I think, is the voice, while Amy is the actual body. Ronnie Chang, Brian Jordan Alvarez, Jenna Van Epps. And the runtime of this movie is 102 minutes. So it's not really that long. So that was actually a really nice part, which is why I tried doing this review right away. All right, so the plot of this movie is that Katie, a little girl that loses her parents, has to go live with her Aunt Gemma. And it's a weird situation because Gemma, when you see her, she seems like a woman that, like, she's all into her work and stuff like that. So the plot is Gemma now takes this little girl in, her niece, and she's kind of like, all right, I don't know how to deal with this. It doesn't seem like she wants to be a parent or anything like that. But I'll get back to that later. So that's a plot. But Gemma is a toy maker. She's about to create something that's going to revolutionize the toy industry. And that's called M3gan. It's basically a lifelike android that for kids, so they can have someone to play with, basically like another member of the family, like a sibling, something like that, is the idea of what M3gan is supposed to be. So since Katie's still dealing with the trauma, Gemma kind of gives Katie M3gan. So it's kind of weird, but like Katie is supposed to like bond with M3gan, and M3gan's supposed to like help her out with her issues. And the idea is kind of sweet, but as we know with all these movies where you give a toy that ends up being crazy, things are going to go out of control. So of course, M3gan's prime directive is to protect Katie. Well, what happens when the AI you just gave her, because M3gan is a very intelligent AI, eventually takes that role a bit too seriously? And yeah, eventually it gets to the point where like this movie's supposed to be a science fiction horror film, and yeah, M3gan eventually goes a bit too far and starts hurting and, you know, people. And yeah, that's the basic plot of the movie. I say watch the trailer. I actually enjoyed the trailer, and here's some of my thoughts on the movie. I overall enjoyed it, and I think it has a lot of good moments, and there's an idea and a bones there for a really good movie. And it's kind of what the 2019 Child's Play movie should have been. I'm not sure if you guys remember that one, but that was like the reboot, and what happened now is that Chucky was supposed to be like an AI, which is cool and all, but they kept calling it Child's Play. And it's like, yeah, Child's Play wasn't just about the doll, it was about Charles Lee Ray, and it's kind of like those two didn't work together because like you wanted to give it the Child's Play moniker, and they were still making movies at the time, but it's not really Child's Play because it's not the real Chucky, it's a new AI Chucky. And that movie would have been better off just trying something new, going with not even trying to be part of that franchise. Well, that's where this movie comes in my opinion. It's like a spiritual successor. And now M3gan is what Chucky should have been. That 2019 Child's Play should have been. And I really enjoyed the way like M3gan is supposed to be this really smart computer android, and she does try to help Katie. She really cares about Katie, but she takes it a bit too far, and she gets into a lot of antics, and it's crazy all that happens because you feel for Katie. Like, her parents died, she's trying to figure things out, her aunt doesn't know how to deal with it, so like she kind of has M3gan as a distraction, but M3gan gets a bit possessive. She goes crazy. She does some like really fucked up things. However, there's some flaws with the whole M3gan attacking the people that hurt Katie. And that's that when M3gan does eventually go on her like crazy streak, she's kind of hurting people that hurt Katie, but these people for the most part are kind of assholes. So I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but I kind of felt like, well, I kind of was on the side of M3gan for hurting some of these people. Maybe not the killing part of it, but these people kind of suck. So I kind of didn't feel bad about them dying in this movie setting because they were assholes. So I think that's where like the movie has some issues, because I think this movie was supposed to be more violent. I think they cut it down, probably in post-production. The fact that it's only 102 minutes, I'm like, because that really means it's an hour and a half movie. So that probably means there's probably like an extra 15 minutes probably in there that they probably cut out, in my opinion, just because it's really short. And for me, it was like, okay, M3gan probably did hurt more people overall, but they toned it down, probably get like PG-13, because PG-13 movies make better money than rated R movies. But yeah, that's my initial thought of it, because I really did enjoy it. This movie also has another problem. I said it was science fiction horror. There's times where it feels like a comedy. And I'm like, was that intentional or not? Like, what happened? Maybe during production, this movie had an idea of being a lot more scary, and then it changed out of nowhere. Also remember that this movie was originally, I think, filmed right before COVID. So I'm not sure, if some things got changed during that period. So I don't know necessarily. I still think what's there, it's pretty solid. I think the 2019 Child's Play essay was okay. Probably a movie I barely remember. I feel like this one's going to stick with me a little bit more. And it does have its sweet moments where you kind of like, eventually you do see Katie and her aunt, like they start to bond a little bit. And they have their moments too. So, but I thought like the things that they showed, like the toys and all that other stuff, I thought that was a lot of fun. I did enjoy the movie. Like I said, I'll give it a score right now. I'd say its biggest problem is that M3gan. Also, something weird. Sorry, but I was gonna go back to that thought. M3gan is super strong, so I'm kind of wondering, like, so this is supposed to be like a very expensive toy, like the Tesla of toys. Why the hell is the toy so strong? There's parts where like you see her, like even in the trailer, like she's super strong. Why would you ever give a kid a toy that is super strong? It does cause a little bit of questions where I'm like, you probably could have used M3gan and made like a robot maid or something like that, that design that they used. But I digress. It was just weird to see, like, why would you give the toy super strength? That was the one good thing about Chucky, the original one from the old Child's Play. Yeah, he was scared and he had knives and all that, but he's still a plastic doll. Kick the little bastard. M3gan, on the other hand, no, she'll grab your foot and break it. So there was a difference. I still enjoyed the movie. I'll give it a score right now. So what I'm overall going to give it is a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. This is a movie that, like I said, I just finished watching it like a little bit over an hour ago. So I was debating whether I thought it was great. And I was just like, no, I can't call it great because its flaws very stick out to me. But I didn't think it was okay. I thought it was actually pretty good. I thought it was a solid 7. And I do recommend you go watch this. The one thing I'd say, maybe don't take kids to watch it. There are some things in this movie where I'm like, I'm not sure if you want kids seeing some of these adult themes. It is PG-13, so a 13-year-old fine. Anything below that, I'd maybe not do that. It only had like a budget of like $12 million. I hope it does really well. Maybe it gets a sequel. There is like a little teaser of maybe a sequel, but we'll see depending on how it does in the box office. I really do hope we see another one of these. But overall, yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. And one thing I'd also add there is that because it's such a short runtime, actually it's a nice, easy watch. Just like, oh, well, what are we going to do for like 2 hours? Go watch this movie. It's really simple. One thing I will say is that if this does come to streaming, watch it streaming if you want there. If you don't want to go to theaters, just give this movie a shot. I think most people will actually enjoy it. Next review. So this movie did jump some of my other reviews. I have 3 other reviews that I'm still editing. So it did jump the Batman and Black Adam. So watch out for one of those to come out soon. I'm hoping to have one out sometime next week. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this movie if you do watch it. Also comment down below what other movies you want me to review. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.